Hey guys, I know it's been a while since my last video, but I've been playing Trails of Cold Steel 3 and really wanted to give my quick review on it. Now quick disclaimer, this is my first time playing a Trails of Cold Steel game, so my first review will be from the perspective of a newcomer. Without further ado, let's get on with the review. The first thought that came to my mind while purchasing this game was how long a casual playthrough would be. A quick Google search shows it to be between 70 to 80 hours, and up to 120 if you're a completionist. As someone who seldomly plays games of that length, my review would be based off my first 20 hours of the game. Although I normally choose normal difficulties when playing RPGs, I figured this time I just wanted to enjoy the story and not have to worry about boss fights, so I settled for an easier difficulty. Starting off with the story, I would say it's decent overall, but nothing to write home about, at least after my initial 20 hours. As someone who hasn't played the previous installments, the beginning of the game's story was slightly confusing to me, but the story starts to piece itself together the longer I played, through many flashbacks and character introductions. Basically, you don't need to play the previous installments to enjoy and understand this game. However, I feel like if I had played them, then my overall experience may have been more enjoyable. Part of the confusion stems from the plethora of characters you meet along your journey, many of them characters from previous games. Fortunately, the game does a good job at introducing every new character. Overall, Trails of Cold Steel 3 offers a huge and diverse cast of characters that are all unique and likable in their own right. You'll be able to find at least one character to love. Not only that, the main character is a boss that is adored and loved by every single woman you meet in the game. This game is literally crawling with waifus. My favorite ones so far are Muse and Elisa. Additionally, Trails of Cold Steel 3 offers an abundance of character development through well-written and humorous dialogue. Moving on to probably the most important part of the game, the combat. I'm assuming most of my audience has probably played JRPGs before, so I won't bother you with too many details. Trails of Cold Steel 3's combat system is a turn-based fighting system with many unique mechanics. For one, different special abilities affect different shapes and sizes on the battlefield. This applies to enemies too, and you are able to move your characters around the battlefield to avoid such attacks. To me, this adds an extra layer of strategy. Other than that, you will see common JRPG things such as type advantages, link skills between characters that can be enhanced by strengthening their bonds, and a unique ultimate ability for every character. The sheer amount of content and customization in this regard provides for an endless number of playstyles. There is also a feature to have your characters auto-battle, which makes grinding a lot more bearable. This may not be as easily abused if playing at higher difficulties. Even playing on easy difficulty, I still had to strategize my way through bigger battles. Now onto some miscellaneous things about the game that I thought would be important to add. I like that the side quests in this game are optional, and not really forced onto you like they are in other games. Some of the side quests fit in with your main quest, so it doesn't feel like you're wasting time. When you're not doing any quests, the game offers a wide variety of mini-games such as cooking, fishing, and card games. To be completely honest, I didn't really utilize any of them that often except when required. I didn't need any of those extra items and benefits playing on easy difficulty. Now, one of my favorite features of the game is the ability to fast forward through everything from cutscenes to walking and to combat. It honestly makes traveling long distances along with grinding so much better and saves a ton of time. As for the art style, it's not too realistic nor chibi-like, which is a good thing. It looks appropriate for a game that originally released in 2017. I can conclude that the bulk of my 20 hours thus far has been a pleasant and entertaining experience that rarely had much fluff to pad the game out. Finally, onto some aspects I thought could have been improved. I wish some of the environments didn't look so drabby, but given that the gameplay was good and you venture through each map rather quickly, I'll let it slide. Compared to other large RPGs, I honestly expected a better soundtrack from the game. For my 20 hours, I didn't notice that much variety in the music, nor any particular songs that were memorable. Definitely nowhere near poor, but adding more songs when venturing through towns and dungeons would have definitely provided for a better experience. Although I thought the mech battles were sweet, I wish there could have been more attention placed on them as I've only been in a handful of them. And lastly, this may sound pretty picky, but I genuinely think that they could have shaved off some fluff here and there in order to make the game shorter yet better. Don't get me wrong, I love games that are long if they're done effectively. One example off the top of my head is Persona 5, which took easily over 70 hours for me. Nowadays, I just don't have as much free time to knock out 60 plus hour games casually. With Trails of Cold Steel 3, you'll definitely get your money's worth even if you get it brand new for $60, no doubt about that. Based off the 20 hours I've put in so far of the game, I would give Trails of Cold Steel 3 an 8.3 out of 10. It performs above average in every category such as the story, characters, and combat, yet the multitude of small tidbits such as drabby environments and mediocre soundtracks, paired with relatively long game time, is what deducts the remaining points for me, keeping the game from being perfect. I would be lying if I said games with 60 plus hour playthroughs didn't discourage me from picking them up, but for this game at least, I wouldn't mind spending that huge time investment to experience a wonderful piece of work. Despite not having played the previous installments, I'm still greatly enjoying my time with this RPG. I wouldn't let that discourage anyone from picking the game up, but if you have the chance to play the first and second games first, then that would be recommended by most fans of the series. If you made it this far into the review, I'd like to thank you for watching. If you want to support my channel, I would greatly appreciate a like on the video and a subscribe if you want to join the family. I'll be glad to have you. My name's Martin, and as always, have a nice day.